So I recently embarked in a 3 days of UGC challenge on Twitter, where I was buying out of my own pockets products from e-commerce brands, shipping them out to creators within our creator pool, and actually myself directing the briefs, the editing, and basically the final results of these UGC pieces. So today I want to walk you through our results from this 3-day of UGC challenge, show you the actual UGC pieces that came from this challenge, so stay tuned. My name is Justin, and I'm the founder of Wizo Media, an e-commerce marketing agency specializing in elevating thriving brands by simplifying e-commerce growth. So let's get started with the first one, which is the day 3. Actually, I'll start in a reversed order, which that one was for a brand called Bloom. So they actually do lattes, which are basically like a coffee replacement brand, which again, very neat for the current season. They had just released their pumpkin spice latte blend, which again was a great opportunity for me to actually use that to create a UGC piece for our portfolio as an agency. So that was kind of the end goal for that, is for me to gather some new and updated UGC piece for our agency portfolio. But at the same time, somewhat turned that into a fun challenge to post on Twitter. So if I put that on mute and put play right here, so if you love your morning coffee, but also suffer from bloating or headaches, which is basically the hook that we had, here's a life hack for you. Sweater weather bundle from Bloom right there. Then it keeps on going. There's no caffeine, no syrups, no dairy within that. It's all whole food ingredients. Healthiest, pumpkin spice latte one can get. Extra boost in the morning. Pairs it with a shot of espresso, and then finally drinks it on her way to her workout class. And go to itsbloom.com, and that's pretty much it. So I'm gonna stop myself right there. Very, concise, straight to the point, 30-second, right? What we usually do with UGC ads, we never really want to have them longer than 30-second, or again, right around the 30-second mark, because first of all, it forces you to keep it concise and have all of the information within as quick of a video as possible. And second of all, when you actually want to repurpose that to a Facebook or Instagram ad, you can actually split that into 2 different UGC pieces that are 15-second each, which can then be turned into story ads on there. So it's actually a pretty neat trick for you if you did not know that. But looking at this one right here, it was the final day of this 3-day series. Funny place to start this breakdown, which is actually true. I came on this brand by accident. So what ended up happening is I was actually trying to find a brand called Bloom, which is a cosmetics brand. I don't know if you've heard of them, but a pretty big cosmetics brand out there within the e-commerce space. And I thought of shooting a UGC piece for them, but actually came across that brand when I was looking for it. So that kind of is a tip for you guys. If you are going to start a brand, do not name yourself the exact same thing as somebody who doesn't have anything to do with your brand, as you might confuse your customers, which truthfully, I think is the case with these 2 brands. But nonetheless, found that brand, thought it was very good, because what works great usually with TikTok ads or UGC as a whole is kind of bundles or single product stores, which that is not a single product store, but those are products that can be advertised as standalone products. So what I mean by that is, as an example, if you look at a fashion brand, it's quite hard to advertise like a single hoodie, because like there could be different color variations of that hoodie. There could be also like other products that people might prefer, right? They might not want a hoodie, they might want a t-shirt. Whereas if you're selling lattes like that, you might have, they're all the same lattes, just all different flavors. So you might have 6 different flavors and then just choose to advertise one, because people might only want that specific flavor, which was my angle with this. We're in the fall season, let's advertise basically the pumpkin spice latte, and made it pretty easy to target a specific angle and specific type of customer during that time of the year. You probably also noticed this is basically like a Caucasian woman. She seems fairly young, right? About 25 to 35 age range. So this is exactly who we wanted to target. If we're gonna advertise like who drinks pumpkin spice lattes, it's your stereotype of a white woman within the US that usually goes to Starbucks, right? Which again, that's kind of the vibe that I wanted to attack with this video. So it's like the white woman goes to Starbucks. How about we replace their Starbucks with a healthier option? So again, it's kind of the angle I took right here. And usually looking a little bit more in depth about this type of age range, you usually see that these are women that go to Pilates classes, that they work out. They do, again, any form of workout. It could also be yoga, but I chose just workout in general because all of these forms could be simplified into working out. So that was kind of the overall angle. It was more of a demographic based piece. And again, it shows that angle to do a bit of a coffee replacement for your typical Starbucks customer. And I showed the brief right here, which was the storyboard. It's actually one of the most detailed storyboards I've ever written, which basically had the full action steps, the full voiceover guidance, and the actual screenshots from what we wanted to attain with that. So basically found some other either UGC pieces online or Instagram photos, or actually even some Google photos, like this first one right here. Those two are actually photos that he just Googled online and took screenshots from. Same thing actually for that second one right here. But these next two, one I found on Instagram, and the last one I actually found from a Twitter UGC piece I saw on my feed. So with that said, you can really find inspiration anywhere. As long as you have swipe file visual examples, it's great for these creators. Kind of what I said right here is that there's also two types of learners. Usually there's visual learners and there's people that learn with just simple instruction. I wanted to combine both right here and give them as much information as possible to create the best UGC piece. So day 2, you might have already seen that piece up on the channel, as I've actually showed it not too long ago alongside the brief that came from it. Now I want to talk a little bit more about the research behind that piece and what inspired that piece in general. So if we just kind of skip through it, listen up. If you're anything like me, every time I leave the house in this heat, I come home and my skin feels so gross and clogged. So the first 5 seconds is kind of the intro and hook to that. So the goal actually of that piece would have been a piece that ran basically in the end of the summer. So something that, again, girls kind of go out and they come back, they feel all sweaty, gross, not really like a feeling that people like. So that was kind of the original thinking behind that. Also wanted to target women that were working out and active, so living an active and healthy lifestyle, which in the brief, I actually asked that creator to be more in like workout clothes and look like she was coming back from working out, which kind of looks like it here with her having like a drinking cup in her hand, the headphones around the neck. Again, in workout clothes right here, you can see leggings. So again, it hits the vibe perfectly about what we wanted to target. Then we get into the interest phase. So again, we're using the ADA framework to craft these creatives. So attention, interest, desire, and action. So in the interest phase, it's, this product has been a life saver for me. So it's like, I also feel kind of gross and sweaty when I come back home from working out. And now lifesaver, let me kind of listen to what this is all about. So kind of demonstrates that. Then she demonstrates, her skin glowing right after using that. And then we specifically pinpoint living an active lifestyle, which is the exact demographic that we wanted to hit within that, is women that, again, went to the gym or were working out or were always on the go, is exactly that type of customer we wanted to attract. And one last very quick thing before we move on to the call to action is like, this is a must for your routine. So this does create the desire, right? And the D of ADA. So it does create desire as people feel like they really need that in their routine. And that's it. Go check it out at herocosmetics.com. Now, if you look a little bit into the research part of that one, I actually found a TikTok creator called Laura, which I loved her content style. I thought that she was great for this style of piece. And I wanted to actually hit part of that style that she was using with one of her creators within her creator pool. So instead of reaching out to her directly, I actually took her style of content and used that within the brief that we crafted to show one of her creators that felt like she had a similar vibe to Laura. So that's one of the first things. We actually did some competitor research and came across that creator right here, which again led us to finding some great pieces and great angles. So it was time to use that with one of our creators. So one of my recent videos actually is reviewing a perfect UGC video part 2. I actually do the full brief breakdown. So make sure you check out that video if you want to see how the whole brief was crafted. And one reminder I actually made right here, which I also want to put in this video, is like, again, a good brief will save you hours of editing work. The better your UGC creative brief, the less editing you have to do. And usually the faster you can pump out creatives in order to test in your new ads. Now, the faster you can pump out TikTok ad creatives, the faster you'll find winners that you can actually repurpose for Facebook afterwards and then turn into some more winners by turning these UGC pieces into static images, into animations, GIFs. And on this last piece, I've actually talked about it twice on the channel so far, so I'll really very quickly brush over it, but it was this piece that we did for a brand called Nixwear. with one of our creators, Tony. She did amazing within that piece. Again, it was a great result on her part, great editing also on ours overall. So I'll just let you guys check out that Reviewing a Perfect UGC part 1 video, as everything has been covered into that one. Now, if you want some more exclusive content about TikTok ads, UGC, Facebook ads in general, and making the most out of your creatives when it comes to advertising on both Facebook and TikTok, I invite you to check out the description below and join a free Facebook group where we have an exclusive 25-minute training just for the group members. And on that note, if you're an e-commerce brand or store owner watching this and making at least $30,000 a month with your e-commerce brand, I invite you to also check out the description below and book in a short demo call with our team. On that note, make sure you check out other videos on the channel for some more useful e-commerce marketing tips, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.